Welcome to our virtual grade 9 orientation. Typically, this is something that we would be doing in person, but with COVID restrictions, we're going to give this a try and hopefully still get all the information to you that you've been curious about and making sure that you know what to expect as you send your grade 8 students on to grade 9 at Niverville High School. I am Kimberly Funk, the principal here at Niverville High. And joining me today is Graham Soretta, our vice principal.
Hello, nice to meet you all, kind of.
Yeah, it feels a little strange, but we're going to give it a go and hopefully it goes all right. So we are going to share some information with you about our school. The nice thing about this style of communication is that at any point you can pause us, rewind us, or just stop us altogether. So it should be all right. We're going to give this a try. And so I'm going to share my screen with you and take you through just some information about our school so that you know what to expect and just kind of do a general overview of what it's like at Niverville High School. So again, welcome here and we'll get started. All right, our mission here at Niverville High School is for our students to be able to connect, grow, and thrive. It is very important to us that through their learning experiences and school life in general, that they are given opportunity to create connections with each other, with our staff, with the community. We are in pursuit of personal growth. And we want students to be able to participate successfully in life once they graduate from our school. Our vision here at Niverville High School is all about relationship, working together, and building community. And it is really important to us that learning experiences for our kids are meaningful, engaging, they're authentic to them. We want them to be fully participating. And so it's our vision to create that learning environment for them. You can see some pictures of kids in action. You can see, obviously, these pictures were from last year, pre-COVID. And so this is what we hope to return to shortly at some point. We also have values and beliefs here at Niverville High School, and we want, like I said earlier, we really want learning to be relevant and authentic for our students. We want them to be able to dig in. We want them to know that learning does not just happen in the four walls of their classroom or in the school. Learning is something that happens constantly all around us. And we want to make sure that we bring that to their attention as much as we can and provide lots of opportunity for learning in various ways. We believe that learning needs to be deep. We don't want students to just have surface knowledge. Content is very important and foundational knowledge, but we also want to move beyond that and move into the skills where they are doing complicated tasks, critical thinking. They are engaging in their work, presenting it to each other, talking about their learning, and sharing their journey with their peers and their teachers. So when we think of students being successful when they leave our school and their experience here, we really want to focus on school community. We want students to feel like they belong. There's a place for them here. There's something for everyone, that they are respected for who they are, and that we value them as individuals. And we really, really want them to be active participants in their learning. This isn't something that they come to school and just kind of sit and get. We want them to engage, participate, and own their learning journey. So high school is quite different on many levels than middle school. And so Graham's going to talk to us a little bit about how we move into a credit system in the senior years.
Absolutely. So as students move into high school, what starts to happen is students start to accumulate credits. Each course is worth either a half a credit or a full credit. And at the end of the high school journey, a student has to have at least 30 credits in order to graduate. They can absolutely have more. In fact, we encourage that. We encourage the students here to learn as much as possible all the time. But they have to have at least 30. It's a mix of credits from 9 to 12. As you can see here, there are 17 mandatory ones, and these are them here in the English language arts, math, phys ed, science, social studies, geography, and history areas. So they have to get these 17, and the remaining at minimum 13 are all going to be elective credits. They can choose what they want to take. We have a wide variety of electives here in 4 broad areas: the academic, the arts, the commerce, and the digital technology. Again, we encourage our students to try as much as possible while they're here. Some students already have an idea of what they want to, where they want this all to go. What do they want their life after high school to look like? And so they already have a pretty clear plan, or at least have an idea of where they're going and what credits they'll need to take. Other students have less of an idea, and they want to experience as much as possible to try to figure out what their passions are, what they're good at, what might they be interested in pursuing after high school. So because of that, we try to offer as many electives as possible to try to give a broad exposure to a lot of different things to all of our students. In grade 9, there are 5 required courses that are on the left side here: math, science, ELA, social studies, and phys ed. So these are all things that your students will be familiar with already from NMS. It's just the natural continuation of them. In addition to this, now they have to start choosing more optional courses than they had to in the past. There's 2 different kinds of optional courses at NHS. The top bank here is the just kind of regular electives, if you want to call it that. And students have to choose 2 of those 4. So between French, Reading is Thinking, Band, and ICT, which stands for Information and Communication Technologies, they have to choose 2 of those 4. At the bottom, there's what we call our try-a-trade courses. These are short courses. The students take them for about 9 weeks each and then rotate to a different one of those electives. And they have to choose 4 of those 5. And the whole idea is that those courses are all streams that we have within our school. The kid doesn't know whether they will like business. They don't know whether they want to pursue art. They don't know what all is involved in interactive digital media. This gives them a chance to try it in a low-risk environment where they try it for 9 weeks. If it turns out they love it, there's more for them available in grade 10 through 12. If it turns out that they're not such a big fan of it, it's only 9 weeks. And so because of that, it gives kids a good exposure while not giving them a lot of risk that they're stuck in this all year. We also have life groups. Now our primary goal in life groups is to promote career development in all of our students and to promote social emotional learning, to really understand themselves, what do they need in order to be the best person they can, and what do people around them need in terms of their emotions, their needs, that sort of thing. This will be happening every Wednesday from 9 to 10. So first thing in the morning, they will meet with a teacher and they will be learning about all this stuff. There's 4 broad areas that we're going to be learning about through life groups. That's life and work inquiry and planning. So what might my life look like as I move through high school and beyond high school? What might my work life look like? Where is this leading? Individualized goal setting is about planning for that, about setting goals for what do I need to do if these are my goals down the road? And that doesn't just have to be learning goals. These can also be, as our students move into grade 10, some of them start looking at buying cars. What do I need to do in order to save enough money to buy that car? How do I do that? Fostering community, that is very, very important to us here, that we're a school community, that we are all in this together and we're looking out for each other. And so that is a big focus of life groups as well as in all other areas. And exploring possibilities. A lot of students don't even know what possibilities are out there. They don't know what they don't know. And so one of the roles of life groups is to expose them to all kinds of possibilities that they didn't even know existed in work, in education, in life. Like what are the things that they could do throughout high school and beyond? Our daily schedule is very similar to what you would have experienced at NMS. We start the day at 9 o'clock. We do break for lunch a little bit later at 12:30. One of the pieces of feedback we hear from students is that they often like to bring a snack for the morning because it is a little bit later than what they're used to. And so it's nice to have something to eat partway through the morning just to make sure that they're not getting too hungry. We resume for the afternoon at 1:20, and we're done classes for the day at 3:40. So it lines up very nicely that way. Classes inside of that, they have different start times depending on the day. So that means that one day they may have math starting at 11 o'clock, another day they may have math starting at 11:30, but we will make sure that all of your students have a schedule ready for the first day, and we're hoping to actually have those out by the end of June so that everyone is aware kind of what their day is going to look like.
Thanks, Graham. So what can you expect at Niverville High School? So it was really nice meeting all of your students a couple weeks ago, and we ran through some of this with them, but also to share with parents, what can you expect from the school that your children will be attending starting next year? So you can expect an interdisciplinary approach for the core subjects. So in our school, grade 9s and 10s take their core subjects, English, social studies, and science, in an interdisciplinary fashion or a cross-curricular approach. And so that means that rather than taking each course separately and moving from class to class, those learning outcomes are woven together and explored interconnectedly through projects to really dive into those real world experiences and making sure that learning is authentic and relevant for them. You can also expect a focus on the 6 C's. So going back to our vision and mission statements, we believe that to really prepare students for the 21st century, we need to make sure that we are focusing on the essential skills that they need to be successful. And so we are really, really embedding these 6 C's into everything we do. So your students will become very familiar with these 6 C's, and there is a very intentional focus, and we look at embedding these C's purposefully so that we explore and learn all the content while developing these really important 21st century skills. So your students and you will hear lots about these words over the years at Niverville High School. And so through this approach, you will also see a variety of assessment methods. You can see in some of the pictures here, student work displayed. You can see teachers conferencing with students one-on-one, talking about learning together. You can see students working in groups, talking, getting feedback, being involved in their assessment. You can see in the bottom right picture that there is a panel of adults in a classroom where students are presenting to these experts and getting feedback and having conversations around their learning, and the adults ask questions and push their learning further. And all of this factors into understanding the process of learning and the culmination of learning. And so quite a wide variety there.
One of the big things that happens in grade 9 is that each student gets issued their own Chromebook. And if you're not sure what a Chromebook is, it's essentially like a laptop, a little bit smaller and a little bit more simplified, so that students can do word processing, research, prepare presentations, do interactive lessons, all that kind of stuff. This is a huge benefit for students in Hanover, and I'm really glad that all of our high school students do get this. Because by having access to this at all times, this means that the world's at their fingertips at any moment. There's no limitation of availability of computer labs or anything like that. So all students get that. It's provided at no cost. And at the end of the 4 years of high school, typically the students get to take those home with them. So that's also a nice bonus. We have a wide variety of extracurriculars here. You can see some pictures. We have sports such as soccer and basketball pictured here. We've got our board game club. Feels a little weird seeing all those people sitting that close together, but once upon a time, that's what we did, and we hope to bring that back again. We also have our student leadership team and a variety of other clubs that we'll go over. Again, you can see our sports here. We do the volleyball, basketball, soccer. We also have rugby and badminton and track available. And in terms of clubs, we have our board game club. We have a new math club that just started up kind of at the tail end of last year and has been a big success. Student leadership, who plan events in the school and support student life in the school. Esports has really caught on since people can't meet in person this year, and it continues to grow and expand with different sports. Currently, we do Rocket League, League of Legends, and we have in the past done Super Smash Bros. On Nintendo Switch. We have the Addictions Awareness Club, we have the Drama Club, we put on a drama performance, and our Gay Straight Alliance as well. So we have a little bit of something for everyone. That's what we're aiming for.
Thanks, Graham. So we want you to know how committed we are to your students and that they have a valuable learning experience while they're with us for their 4 years of high school. We want to be very intentional in the learning that we provide to your students. We want them to find connection and a community here. Like I mentioned earlier, it's important that your students feel that you belong. That they have a family here, and that everyone is valued as important, and that learning is something that is really important to us, and we want our students to be prepared for what comes after high school. And our focus is on preparing our learners for the 21st century, and that's our commitment to you and to our students. And so we've got our student care team in place, and that is comprised of myself and Graham. And we also have our school counselor, Deanna Weeb, and our learning support teacher, Brad Mailing. Some of you who have children in the school are familiar with these teachers, and maybe have had some interaction with them. But please know that all of us are here. We meet on a regular basis to talk about our students, to make sure that things are in place for them, regardless of what kind of needs they have or supports they need, to check in, is everybody being looked after? And so you can contact any one of us at any time with questions, concerns, thoughts. Anytime you need to reach out, someone's available here to talk to you.
Course selection is going to be coming up very quickly. Currently, we're thinking that course selection is going to be opening up on May 7th, and we'll talk a little bit about that after. On Thursday this week, so that's today. That's as of when this video is being sent out. We met with all the grade 8s, so all your students that are at NMS, myself and Mrs. Weeb did. And we went over a lot of the information that we just shared with you, and we talked about the options that are available to them. And one of the things that we sent home with them was a piece of paper that has that outlines the options that they have to choose from. There's also our student course guide. There's a link to that on this piece of paper, on this course planning document that we gave to the students. We've attached both the course guide and the planning template on this email that you received this through. And so you can absolutely go and look through there if you're looking for more information on what are these courses, what is interactive digital media, what is reading is thinking, to help try to make an informed choice of which courses your students are taking. This is also available on our website as well, so you can always go there and take a look at it. Course selection is going to open up on May the 7th, which is next week, Friday. It will be open through the end of the day on the 14th. So it'll be open for seven full days. At that point, then we will close the registration and we'll start to assign classes to your students. This will all be done electronically to make sure that everyone is safe and we're not having too many close contacts or handing a piece of paper, that sort of thing. So on May 7th, at about 3 o'clock or so, each of your student will receive a link in their school email. So they will have to log into their own school email and open up the link. Now, the link will only work for Hanover issued Google accounts, which is why it has to be through your student's email address. And that's to ensure that only your students are enrolling in this, so that it's not getting out there and other people are seeing this, so that it can remain private. At that point, then you'll have 7 days, or you and your student will have 7 days to pick electives and to ask questions if you need to. If you do have any questions about scheduling or any of the courses or all that, you can always feel free to contact our guidance counselor, Deanna Weeb. Her email and phone number at the bottom here. That's kind of how it's going to happen. So if in any of that time period between the 7th or 14th, or even leading up to it, you have questions, please feel free to reach out and ask them so that you can make informed choices about what courses to take next year for your child. And if you are looking to connect with us, there's a lot of different ways you can connect with us. We are on Twitter and Instagram. We have our school website that has a lot of this information. That's also one of the primary ways we communicate with parents and all that. Our school our school email address is also a good way to get more information. If you're not sure who to email in the school, you can send emails to that general line and we'll figure out who needs to see that information. Throughout the year, Parent Portal is a great way to see any information you need to see, such as your student's schedule, report cards when it comes time, if there's any school fees, that sort of information. And of course, there's always a good old phone. You can always pick up the phone and call us, and we'll try to answer your questions as best we can.
Thanks, Graham. So that brings us to the end of the slideshow presentation. So I'm going to just shut that down. Oh, there we go. That was easy. So kind of that maybe feels like a lot of information in a very short time. But like I mentioned, you can always replay this video. You can check out the link on the website. We're going to post this PowerPoint there under the parent tab so that you can review just the PowerPoint information if you don't want to rewatch the video. But all in all, we are really looking forward to meeting a bunch of new kids again next year in September. We had a really good time with them a couple weeks ago when we had them down for a visit to the school. Seemed like a really, really great group of kids. Had some good questions. Sounded like they were really looking forward to just something new, right? There's always lots of fun that comes with change and finishing up middle school and coming to high school. And so while it can maybe be, a little scary at times, or, there are some anxieties around that, hopefully by visiting us and having Graham and our guidance counselor, Deanna Weeb, come visit in person, then they feel a little bit more comfortable knowing what to expect, and they won't really worry about it over summer. So yeah, we look forward to meeting all of you at some point, and we welcome you and your students into our NHS family, and I think that about wraps it up. So again, feel free to reach out at any point by phone or email. Even now, as the year comes to a close for you in middle school, if there is anything that you are wondering about or want to know about, you can always reach out. Go back to that slide with the care team information, or visit our website, and our email addresses are there as well. So thank you very much for watching and meeting us, and we look forward to seeing you all in September. Bye for now.
Bye.